A word is dead when it is said, some say. But I say, it just begins to live that day. And that is by Emily Dickinson.
Yeah, that's right.
You was right on the tip of your tongue, right? Well, welcome to StoriesRoc, where we lift the words off the page and we breathe life into them. Tonight, we are presenting a program called Kitchen Confidential. All of these stories are true personal stories that we share in front of a live audience. And so I'm just delighted to welcome you. My name is Leah Ruckberg, and I'll be your host today. Mary Brzustowicz despises cooking, but she's an excellent eater, and apparently she's a pretty good dancer too, because she has danced with the King of Spain and published the story. She's still looking for the publisher about her book of some of the other misadventures that took place in Spain. Mary writes about growing up in a large family and other domestic disasters in her blog, Keep Mary Out of the Kitchen. A not-so-secret fascination of Mary's is telenovelas. You'll have to ask her about that. And tonight she will read 3 Delinquents and Some Chili. Mary. I'm sorry.
Hi, I'm Mary. I am the youngest of 8. I'm the youngest of 8 and the daughter of a woman who hated cooking. Apparently she cooked for the oldest 3 kids because they can cook. And we are all convinced that Mama trained them so she wouldn't have to cook for the rest of us. My grandmother had been a good cook, and Mama said she didn't want any of us missing her good home cooking when we left home. That coupled with I don't cook, I open, were 2 of her favorite sayings. Mama insisted that she couldn't cook, but she did make good stuffing at Thanksgiving. Her turkeys were another story, more like Halloween stories, very frightening. Her fudge, the recipe given to her by Mamie Eisenhower during World War II, was divine. Her chili, well, her chili became a thing of legend. Mama liked spicy food, and my father, who was of Polish descent, thought deli mustard was quite hot enough, thank you. On chili nights, my dad got a bowl of spaghetti with some ragu spaghetti sauce on top and a spoonful of vegetables. And we wondered how the man stayed so thin. Nevertheless, Mama did like the show of cooking. And when we had friends over, she would chop vegetables and throw them in the chili pot, which was more or less the size of a lobster pan. A huge thing. We even have a photograph of my mother, her back arched, grin ear to ear, her knife poised over the vegetables on a cutting board. A full-page ad from the Sunday New York Times magazine, or the Sunday New York Times, with the Bobby McFerrin quote, "Don't worry, be happy," stuck on the wall behind her. Mama loved a good show. And so did my siblings. The oldest 2 boys were out of the house when many of these shows of faux culinary prowess took place. Mama had been tamer then. So it really fell to the youngest boy in our family to support his mother in her midlife delinquency. And to his credit, this brother was always working, always finding a job to make some money, but he was always working an angle too. So it was no surprise to us when he became a lawyer. He explained it best. To be a lawyer, you have to think like a criminal. Clearly, he had already made this jump when he was in high school, as he brought home some of those plastic pitchers with the grooves in them from his job as a dishwasher at a steakhouse. And my brother seemed to be particularly inspired when our cousin Celeste came to visit. Cousin Celeste was a vibrant strawberry blonde who could make Bette Midler seem like a shrinking violet. And the thing about Cousin Celeste was that she could match Mama and my brother, practical joke for practical joke. It just shouldn't have been on chili night. See, Mama started making chili, and she went to the hall cupboard, and she got a few cans of kidney beans. She fit the first can under the magnet of the can opener and pressed down. As soon as the aluminum was pierced, the unmistakable smell of Alpo dog food hit her face. Oh, these aren't kidney beans. She looked at the label, red kidney beans. Well, this won't go to waste. No, she didn't put it in the chili, don't worry. She went over to our dog's bowl and gave the old poodle the can of Alpo. There you go, Millie. You'll have an early supper. Mama went to open the second can of kidney beans and found corn instead. Well, that can go in the chili, Mama reasoned, and she poured the corn into the chili pot and started to season it with McCormick's spicy chili tap. Then she turned and she pressed the third can into the can opener. More Alpo. God, I hope Millie doesn't get sick. What Mama didn't know was that Cousin Celeste and one of my sisters had carefully removed all the labels from every can in the pantry and had changed them about. There was no order to it. The more chaos, the better. Mama called the oldest girl downstairs. The food closet seems to have been reorganized. Would you run to the store and pick up a can of kidney beans? Here's some cash. My oldest sister called out, anyone want to come with me to the grocery store? Cousin Celeste and my sister, who was the same age, stormed down the front stairs. Oh, we'll go, but we want to sit in the back of your pickup truck. Sure, why not, was my oldest sister's response. See, my oldest sister had just gotten this pickup truck. It was a puke green Toyota and had a silver white cap. She's an artist, and the back of her pickup was an art studio on wheels. There were pads of paper and prepared canvases and paints, masking tape, markers, colored pencils. In other words, it was heaven, especially for Cousin Celeste. On the way back from getting kidney beans, Celeste thought it'd be fun to make a sign. And my sister, who was her age, thought this was a brilliant idea, and she made a similar sign. Both girls then put strips of masking tapes over their mouths and held the signs up in the windows. Help, we're being kidnapped. Needless to say, my earnest sister had no idea what was going on in the back of her truck. That is until two patrol cars pulled her over. Now this was sometime in the 1970s, and the police officers could see that the biggest crime that this young lady had committed was choosing the color puke green for her pickup truck. Well, we'll escort you home just to confirm you are who you say you are. So my artist sister drove the 3 blocks to our parents' house. The 2 patrol cars pulled in the driveway behind her. And Mama came out the front door, gray-haired, apron on at 3 p.m. Really the picture of domesticity. Well, yes, officers. Those 2 are my daughters. The other one is the girl's second cousin on the father's side. She's just visiting for the weekend. Oh yes, I'll keep a better eye on them. I'm so sorry to have brought you had to be bothered. I'm just making a pot of chili, and the girls were good enough to go get me some kidney beans. No scolding took place from Mama, just a good chuckle and a, really, you should watch out for doing things like that when there are police cars around. So the kidney beans were added to the ground beef, assorted chopped vegetables, beans, and the bright red chili powder mix. Cousin Celeste inhaled. Delicious, but do you think it's hot enough? Maybe a dash more. Mama sprinkled a little bit more hot paprika in the chili. Now let it simmer. And simmer it did. Whenever anyone went through the kitchen, a little more chili powder was added, and some black pepper, and Tabasco, and red pepper. The smell of the chili reached the third floor bedrooms. Ooh, that's gonna be some chili. Your mom's is the best, beamed Cousin Celeste. 6 o'clock was dinner time at my parents' house, and everyone knew to be downstairs and lined up cafeteria style to serve themselves before sitting down at the dining room table. Mama placed the bowl of spaghetti with ragu and vegetables in front of my father. Are you sure you don't want any chili? Mama asked. This is just fine. Thank you, Alice. When we all had our bowls of steaming red chili, my father said the blessing. We took our seats, and each one of us brought a spoonful of warm goodness up to our mouths. Our eyes watered, our mouths salivated. And then the burning. The outrageous fire clinging to the sides of our mouths and our tongues. My brother grabbed one of the plastic grooved water pitchers that he had liberated from the steakhouse, and he drank. And then Cousin Celeste grabbed the other pitcher, streams of water cascading from the corners of her mouth. It was a free-for-all. Every person looking for relief. Every person but my father. Alice, this pasta is delicious.